Hi there, you're at the VeChain Wyckoff technical analysis session, and we will look at both weekly and daily time frame and see whether VeChain is really ready for a big move. 2 weeks ago we visited VeChain and we already asked a question: is this a backup last point of support period? Are we getting near to the new distribution cycle, meaning going to some form of buying climax? It was quite high back in end of 2024, much less of that height back in February. So last year there were two mega distribution cycle. The last one was bigger than the first one. So this year we haven't seen it yet. Would it come eventually in the end, like last year? It climbs somewhere around mid-November. This year it seems like it's getting a bit earlier, but then the accumulation period has been longer than what we had last year. So far it's already 175 days since the preliminary support period. So the same period over here to where it started to climb took only 140 days. So essentially sufficient momentum has been gathered in order for a price surge to happen. It's just a matter of time, and the question is when. So there are a couple of indications. The first one that I have shared in other sessions, you've seen it a lot of times, this orange and purple lines, that's the Bollinger Band Keltner squeeze. The purples, the staircase type lines, whenever it gets close enough to the orange, or like this case, well into the orange lines, these orange curves, a squeeze would happen. Last time it happened was around September, October time 2024, and after that period the price went to the buying climax. It's not that a squeeze only signals a climb. It can always signal a drop. So back in here, this was a very crazy squeeze. I don't want to use auto because it will shrink all the way. So this over here, there was a squeeze right there, and the price dropped to a very low level continuously until the new squeeze happens that pushed the price to the mini buying climax, compared to the very first one we had back in 2021. That was massive. It was like a Titan style mega distribution. These two are like human beings. So right now we're seeing a squeeze, and that means it's getting closer and closer to the period where a climb hopefully would happen, because it's in an accumulation cycle, and for the past 3 years almost, the price has been staying above this level. So if it is a squeeze towards the downside, it's difficult to imagine. Like I would say it's not impossible, but as of this moment I would give it like a 10% chance to the downside, but almost like 80-90% to the upside. That's the squeeze we talked about, and let me turn this off and add a little bit about the candlestick patterns as well. So if we look at here, let me change it to a dashed line. We have these going on. So this is a pennant. If you check the candlestick pattern analysis, a pennant doesn't indicate whether it's basically could go up or down, but some analysts would say if the price enters a pennant from above, meaning coming down when it first enters, eventually it will go to the same side. Likewise, if it enters to the upside, so like this, let me use this highlighter, and then eventually it's going to bounce up. So let's see whether that's the case, but the other half of the analysts would say it doesn't matter, it's a pennant is a pennant, it can go either way. So but then we combine the Bollinger Band and corner squeeze as well as the Wyckoff stages. It gives us, it shows us it's more inclined to go to the upside. So let's keep these lines over here at this level, and then we'll go to the daily and look at the micro, because over there are also additional indications that a bigger price move is coming. So daily here, previously we asked, is it already similar to the weekly in the backup or last point of supply period? It looks like it is. It's trading a little bit sideways up and down, so I'll keep this here, and it's just a matter of time that it really confirms and close above this orange key level at around 0.26. When that happens, that's when we get to a new buying climax. Let me take out this box, it doesn't matter anymore. So the additional indication I mentioned is this one. You see the squeeze basically started, I'm not talking about this one earlier, which there was a bit of release of pressure that the purple went outside of the orange. It's more where it started from around August 7th, that we have already entered this squeeze for 15 days, more than 2 weeks. So it's a pretty long period of squeeze in a daily time frame. So when this eventually releases the squeeze pressure, it's going to push the price to hopefully the upside this time, because it's really a narrow range from this big swing. It's getting smaller and smaller swing, and at this accumulation cycle we hope to see a buying climax going a little bit higher, at least to the top edge of the long-term playground zone, ideally passing the yellow key level. That's where the last buying climax touched this wick over here during mid-May. That's 0.035. Of course, some people would hope for the green line, but that's a big challenge. Last year we did pass the green, both distribution cycles, and also the light blue, but as of this moment, this peak was a little bit low. So the first is of course to challenge the yellow. If there's sufficient demand and the entire crypto market is still having some sort of optimism, then the green and the light blue key levels will become a possibility. But if not, if there are some other macroeconomic factors, like the Fed is talking about lowering interest rates. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, the Fed is talking about lowering interest rates. So the dynamics of the investment market would change. People will shuffle their portfolio. So that may bring uncertainty, and we don't know how altcoins are going to react. Bitcoin may be a little bit different. So for VeChain, hopefully combining all these signs with also this higher and higher lows, hopefully it's eventually going to the upside. And once again, this line I just drawn, combining with the orange key level, this is an ascending triangle. So in candlestick pattern analysis, ascending triangle is a bullish sign basically. So if it continues to trade even narrow range within this triangle, hopefully by mid-October latest, because that's where the corner of the triangle is, right? I've explained many times, the breakout doesn't wait till the very tip to happen. So anytime from now to mid-October, that can eventually happen, and hope that really follows the textbook definition, and that it is really a bullish sign over here. So it's not long. It's not a long wait. It's only about 4 to 6 weeks time. So finger crossed for whoever has been waiting for the climb of VeChain. Thanks for